Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the big stories. Today, we've got to talk about something really wild happening in the US stock market. I mean, it is a truly historic situation.
So let's just get right into it. How on earth can the market be hitting all-time highs when most of the stocks in it are actually down? This isn't just unusual, folks. We're talking about something that's literally never happened before. It's creating this huge split, and you need to see what's going on. It's a classic tale of two markets, right? On one side, you've got the S&P 500, the big benchmark, just smashing records and hitting a new all-time high. But then you peek under the hood, and what do you find? Nearly 400 of the 500 companies in that same index are in the red. They actually lost value. It just goes to show you that big shiny number at the top, it's not telling you the whole story, not even close. So what in the world is causing this massive gap? How is this even possible? Well, it really all comes down to the crazy power of just a few tech giants. And honestly, it's pretty much one company in particular that's carrying the entire market on its back.
And yeah, you probably guessed it, that company is Nvidia. And that number you see? $5 trillion. That's the market cap it's rocketing towards. To give you some context, that is bigger than the entire economy of almost every country on the planet. It's just, wow, an absolutely mind-boggling number.
So, what's the rocket fuel behind this insane growth? Well, it's a perfect storm, really. First, they just dropped news of their next-gen AI chips, Blackwell and Rubin. The revenue projections for these things? A cool $1.5 trillion. Yeah, trillion with a T. On top of that, they're expanding all over the globe, and they're inking deals with massive players like Nokia, Samsung, and Hyundai. They're just firing on all cylinders.
And check this out. This quote says it all, doesn't it? Of the S&P 500's recent rise, Nvidia's growth alone accounted for almost all of it. We're talking 2/3 of the entire gain. Let that sink in. This isn't really a broad market rally. It's an Nvidia rally, and pretty much everyone else is just along for the ride.
Okay, so that's the story at the top. But let's shift gears now and look at the rest of the market. Because once you step out of that bright AI spotlight, man, it is a totally different world out there.
You know, while Nvidia and its buddies are flying high, other parts of the market are really feeling the squeeze. A perfect example, the crypto world. We just saw a few new investment products hit the scene, and let's just say the welcome party was pretty quiet. So, 3 new exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, dropped. One for Solana, one for Hedera, and one for Litecoin. And if you look at the trading volume on their first day, it was pretty tame. I mean, Solana did okay, but it was nothing, and I mean nothing, like the massive billion-dollar launches we saw for the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. It really tells you there's a lot more caution out there in the broader market.
And even how they launched was interesting. It wasn't some big flashy event with a regulatory stamp of approval. Nope. The companies behind them basically used this little rule where if the SEC doesn't say no within 20 days, it just happens. A super low-key launch for a very cautious market. A total 180 from all the hype and fireworks we see around AI stocks.
And on top of that cautious mood, the weakness that most companies are feeling is getting even worse thanks to some major political headwinds. I'm talking about things that create real economic problems, like the recent US government shutdown. That stuff has a real impact on the economy, way beyond Wall Street.
And the effects of that shutdown started to pile up fast. You had a crucial funding bill failing in the Senate for the 13th time. That put food aid for 42 million Americans at risk. And then you had air travel getting all messed up because air traffic controllers who weren't getting their full pay were starting to call out sick. This is the kind of real-world stuff that hits the majority of businesses, the ones that aren't superstar tech giants.
Okay, so let's put it all together. What's the big picture here? What does the split personality market really mean for us? What it means is we have two completely different stories playing out at the exact same time. In one corner, you've got this insane AI boom, where just a few megastocks are making it look like everything's great. But in the other corner, you've got the reality for most everyone else, a fragile market where smaller companies are getting crushed and economic uncertainty is the name of the game.
So it all boils down to this one critical question. Is this crazy concentration just a sign of a powerful new tech revolution that's changing the world? Or is it a giant red flag, a warning that our whole system is becoming dangerously fragile, relying on just one or two companies to hold everything up?
That's the trillion-dollar question every single one of us needs to be thinking about.
And that's our breakdown for today. Hey, if you want to stay on top of stories like this and get more insights, make sure to check out our Telegram channel. You'll find the link right there in the first comment.
That's your Daily Edge. See you tomorrow.